So check out Asia. If you zoom in here, you can see North Korea in outline here, which is like a black hole compared to its neighbors. Now, you won't be surprised to learn that the rules in North Korea keep people there in the dark. But it is important to recognize that North Korea and South Korea started out with identical sets of rules in both the sense of laws and regulations, but also in the deeper senses of understandings, norms, culture, values, beliefs. When they separated, they made choices that led to very divergent paths for their sets of rules. So we as humans can change the rules that we use to interact with each other for better or for worse. Now, China dramatically demonstrates both the potential and the challenges of working with rules. Back in the beginning of the data presented in this chart, China was the world's high technology leader. Chinese had pioneered technologies like steel, printing, gunpowder. But the Chinese never adopted, at least in that period, effective rules for encouraging the spread of those ideas, a profit motive that could encourage the spread. And they soon adopted rules which slowed down innovation and cut China off from the rest of the world. This next chart looks at more recent data. It plots average income in China as a percentage of average income in the United States. In the 50s and 60s, you can see that it was hovering at about 3%. But then in the late 70s, something changed. Growth took off in China. The Chinese started catching up very quickly with the United States. If you go back to the map at night, you can get a clue to the process that led to the dramatic change in rules in China. The brightest spot in China, which you can see on the edge of the outline here, is Hong Kong. Hong Kong was a small bit of China that for most of the 20th century operated under a very different set of rules than the rest of mainland China. Rules that were copied from working market economies of the time and administered by the British. In the 1950s, Hong Kong was a place where millions of people could go from the mainland to start in jobs like sewing shirts, making toys, but to get on a process of increasing income, increasing skills that led to very rapid growth there. Hong Kong was also the model which leaders like Deng Xiaoping could copy when they decided to move all of the mainland towards the market model. They proceeded by creating some special zones that could do, in a sense, what Britain did, make the opportunity to go work with the market rules available to the people who wanted to opt in there. So they created 4 special economic zones around Hong Kong.